This is the anniversary of a historic day in Fort Wayne. 50 years ago today, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was here talking to a crowd about social justice and peace. Now, half a century later, the community has organized a series of events to commemorate that moment, including an address from Dr. King's nephew. News Channel 15's Alyssa Ivinson starts our team coverage tonight. And Alyssa, you spoke with Dr. Derek King today.
That's right, I did, and he says walking where his uncle once walked, standing where he once stood, was surreal. And his message today, also very similar to his uncle's.
We might have come over here on different boats, but we're on the same show now.
A message of equality and peace from Dr. Derek King, exactly 50 years after his uncle, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., made a similar speech in the same building.
It's amazing. He looks a lot like and about the same stature as Dr. King, and he sounds like Dr. King.
Some people might say, I wished I could have seen him, wished I could have met him. I might be the closest thing to it.
A position Derek King says he's privileged to be in, and it's not often his travels lead him to the same place, even the same podium where Martin Luther King once stood. Larry Lee was 18 when he saw Dr. King speak in 1963. Now seeing his nephew 50 years later is pretty powerful.
There's obviously a thread that ties the eras together. And obviously, Dr. Derek King's speech had to do with carrying on the legacy.
King's words encouraging people to take action and keep the movement his uncle started going, saying there's still work to be done to fight racism, poverty, and ignorance.
Underneath our outer covering, we all have the same working parts.
In the wake of a violent year so far in Fort Wayne, we asked King what his uncle's message would be now.
Pursue the way of nonviolence, or deal with the real possibility of non-existence.
King added that stopping the violence also starts at home and teaching kids discipline at a young age. Mark and Heather.